There we go. How's everyone doing this lovely evening? Sorry that I've been gone for a while. Class 4 days a week, and that shit leaves me exhausted as fuck. So, unfortunately, my streaming schedule is not going to be as frequent as it was over the summer. But, on the bright side, I now have a backup in case I run into problems with this PS2 like I did with the last one. I've got a modded memory card and a complicated setup so I can run 95% of PS2 game. Thank you for that. Thank you for the 25 bits and throwing stuff at me. But, yes, we are going... I've got it set up so I can play like 95% of the PS2 library without any issues off of a hard drive on my PS2. So, that's a good thing. And, yeah, tonight on the docket, we have the skateboarding minigame from Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance on PS2. We're doing a PS2 double feature, a, PS2 for one, if you so please. And then after that, we'll be going into my very first playthrough of Ratchet and Clank, because Some Call Me Johnny's been reviewing this series, and it's got me interested in it, finally, even though it like, completely passed me by as a kid. I was always more of a Jak and Daxter person than a, not Sly Cooper, Ratchet and Clank person. But, yeah, with all of that out of the way, let's, switch over to our gaming screen. There we go. Here I've got the Open PS2 loader loaded up. I've got copies of, pretty much every game that I own, as well as, a few that I have owned at some point, but no longer physically own. As well as some that are just like, I'm never going to be able to own them because they're so rare and sought after that they're ridiculously expensive. And I forgot to pause the starting stream music, of course. What do I always say? It wouldn't be one of my streams without something going fucky-wucky. Lord Megatron, you've got a virus? What kind of virus? Is it COVID? I hope it's not COVID. That would be very bad. And Lulu says, woof. Woof indeed. Bork, bork. These flashing colors are normal, by the way. It's supposed to do this when it's loading a game from the hard drive. Starrod says, I sense Metal Gear. Yes, I finished up Metal Gear Solid 2 already on the HD remaster, but main feature tonight is going to be Ratchet and Clank, but before we do that, I promised my viewers that I would show off the skateboarding minigame that's in the Substance re-release. So we've got to at least show that off, because a lot of more casual people that haven't kept up with like all the various releases and re-releases of Metal Gear throughout the years aren't aware that some of the PS2 re-releases have features that are not in the later HD collection. Unfortunately, yes, it's COVID. Aw, man, I hope you get better soon. Alright. Here we go. Option on the menu only on this version and the Xbox, OG Xbox version, I should specify, for skateboarding. And this is actually not something created 100% originally for this updated re-release. It is a snippet of gameplay from a Konami skateboarding game called Evolution Skateboarding, I believe, which had a bunch of Konami characters as unlockable characters, including Snake and Raiden. Now, I am by no means an expert on skateboarding games. The closest I've played to a skateboarding game is Spyro Year of the Dragon. I've never played a Tony Hawk game. So, prepare to see me fuck up repeatedly. Who we gonna play as? Snake or Raiden? I'll leave it up to you guys. Gotta vote for Snake. We're doing Snake. Colonel. Metal Gear. Alright, our objectives are, score 8,000 points, find the hidden item, grind 150 meters, collect 4 dog tags, destroy all 3 probes, and blow up the plant. Good luck! Also, we're treated to this awesome, like, pop-punk remix of the Metal Gear theme.
That was nice. Tail slide. 50-50 run. Nose manual.
Alright, that's one drone taken out, but it shot me in the fucking face. That's gotta hurt. Oh yeah, and we have a 3-minute time limit to do everything.
Disaster slide. There it is. 50-50 run. Evil grind. Yes.
Shit. Alright, can we make it across here? This feels so weird to watch. It is bizarre, to say the least. Alright, we complete the grind mission. That's one down.
Nose grind. 50-50 run. Nose grind.
There it is. Just gotta run into it, I believe, 2 times to blow it up. Yeah. Oh shit, we're running out of time. This gives me anxiety. I could never skateboard to save my life. Same here. I had a couple skateboards as a kid, but I never actually learned how to skateboard. I even had, my mom gave me her old skateboard from, like, the 1950s. Or 60s or something. So, that was a cool thing I had in my collection that, I don't think we have anymore. Let's give that another try.
Go!
I can do better than that.
Tail slide! Disaster slide! Front side shut it! Disaster slide! Nose manual. You do like pain, don't you?
I love this, announcer. Snake, I need you to defuse those bombs. Colonel, I'm trying to show these guards how to grind.
Nose grind. There it is.
So, if I remember correctly... Yeah, why am I saying if I remember correctly? I said this several times during the, Metal Gear Solid 2 streams. That, Metal Gear Solid 2, the plant chapter, takes place during 2009. So, given that time frame, I believe it's very possible that Snake and Raiden could have been doing this so they could submit their, skateboarding fail compilations to ridiculousness on MTV.
50-50 grind.
Raiden, make sure that the camera's rolling. I want Rob Dyrdek and that sexy girl that's in every episode to see everything that I'm capable of. Bam Margera is taking notes. I don't know too much about skateboarding culture, but I do know, skating over Emma's corpse. God damn it, you're right. This is, like, right above where Emma died.
No score gained if you don't do tricks.
Okay, I don't know how to use this, all these, specials that I've stocked up. Psycho Mantis predicting what skateboarding trick I'm gonna do! This is just the best commentary from the chat. You guys are great.
Feeble grind. That's the way.
Colonel, I'm trying to impress all the I'm trying to impress fucking I can't speak. Senator Armstrong watching me spin like Tony Hawk doing a 900. Colonel, I'm trying to impress all the skate punk hotties, but I keep face planting.
Blood side. That's a disappointment. 50-50 grind.
You know, if the fine folks over at Star Productions ever decide to do some Metal Gear fan dubs, I think those are planned at some point. When we get to Metal Gear Solid 2, I can totally get them HD footage of the skateboarding minigame for like a cutaway gag. And now my doggo is doing a bork because someone has dared to walk by the house. She's a ferocious guard dog. Just ignore how adorable she is and how she loves treats and kisses and generally being a good girl. She is a ferocious beast. Or at least that's how she wants to be perceived. Raiden's just wondering what Snake's doing during the sniping segment, and it's this. Yes! That explains why he wasn't providing me the coverage that he said he would.
No tricks, no score.
I'm doing progressively better at this. Oh shit, we blew up the plant! Snake, what the hell have you done? Peter Stillman is rolling in his grave. Let's see that sick replay. This is the footage that the Lollylulelo don't want you to see. This is what was actually on that floppy disk that Snake had at the end of the game that he thought was going to have the names of all the current living members of the Patriots. It was just, like, it was just old footage of him, fucking up on skateboarding tricks over and over again. Otacon is seething right now! Alright, let's give this one more go, and then we'll move on to the main event, Ratchet and Clank. Snake, my sister is dead, and you're out here doing skateboarding tricks on the big show? It's okay, Otacon. Your sister would have liked to see all of us engage in sick spins.
There it is.
Otacon, can it? I'm grinding right now.
Frontside shove it. That was nice.
I'm trying to impress the goth girl from Tony Hawk's Underground 2. And you're cramping my style, to be honest.
50-50 grind. There it is. Hop heel. You do like pain, don't you?
The Sorrow's spiraling into into a deep depression because of our lip tricks. The Sorrow's like, so this is what the descendant of... This is what Jack's descendant is up to. Maybe it's best I died after all. Donald Anderson is Donald Anderson's fucking dead. This is the real reason why Snake decided to change his name to Iroquois Pliskin. It wasn't for, like, infiltration reasons. It was because he was too embarrassed by, how terrible he is at skateboarding. Alright, let's try again as Raiden, just for, completion's sake. Now we can stop making the Snake jokes, and we can move on to the Raiden jokes. Oh, he's got different objectives. Collect 4 rations, destroy all 4 probes, operate the crane. Okay. Okay, let's get those rations.
Keep it going. Nose manual.
Batman can't handle our brooding 2000 swagger right now.
Tail slide.
Colonel, this is Raiden. We've managed to avoid bailing. I was trying to remember the term for it. I'm not up on my skateboard lingo.
Nose manual.
Alright, we operated the crane. One more crane to operate, I guess. Sundowner only wishes to be like us 2000 hooligans. No, I didn't. I said I missed the post 9/11 days. I didn't mean in terms of the warfare. I meant in terms of the extreme sports, Jack.
Rolling. Tail. That was nice.
Batman, you'll never grind on the rails, Raiden. Oh shit, I keep bumping my damn, mic. Sorry about that, guys.
Nose manual.
Alright, let me, straighten my mic a bit. There we go. Armstrong is coping and seething. He's too husky to skateboard, so he's just watching Raiden pull off all these sick ninja flips.
A little painful.
My nanomachines make it so I can recover from any injury, but I still can't perform 6 spins.
Smith slide. Board slide. There it is. Nose manual. Nose grind.
I used to be a pro skater, Jack. Then I got into politics. Make America spin again, Jack. No, fuck, I fucked it up. Make America skate again.
50-50 grind.
Monsoon staring at Raiden on a skateboard. Now that's a pretty meme. What kind of memery fuckery is this, Jack? I've seen all kinds of horrors living in Cambodia during the Khmer Rouge times, but I've never seen anyone perform 6 spins like this. I don't know why I keep going back to 6 spins.
No score gained if you don't do tricks.
Not gonna lie, this feels a little weird to control because, like, even though I've never played a Tony Hawk game, I'm still somewhat familiar with how those games control, and this does not control like a Tony Hawk game.
50-50 grind. Rolling. Nose grind. Disaster slide. 50-50 grind. That hurt.
Alright, one more go, and then we'll move on to Ratchet and Clank.
Nose grind. Looking good. Nose grind.
I don't know why, but, the throw command seems to be kind of wonky tonight. Like, I'm not hearing, the sound of shit being thrown at me.
That was pretty whack. Nose manual.
My question is, how does this fit into the extended Metal Gear canon? Is this like, there was a canonical, like, like, you guys know the Hyrule Historia? There was something similar to that on the PS3, that contained like all the extended lore up to Metal Gear Solid 4 on the PS3 called the Metal Gear Solid 4 database. And my question is, how's the skateboarding minigame fit into Metal Gear canon? Absolute most batshit Discord call ever. What was it? It does fit, it's just that Konami doesn't want to admit it. This is all part of Kojima's grand vision, but it was too, ahead of its time for the, Konami execs to write it into the story. It's set in a universe where they act like 80 school film protagonists. Oh, was it like a roleplay thing? Oh, no, that was the wrong thing. Sorry, I thought that was Cobalt Road, but that was Mega Man Burger. Sorry. But yeah, this is set in, like, an alternate timeline where, it's a, like, late 80s, early 90s skateboard punk movie. Like, before Tony Hawk, but, like, you know, like, Skateboard Kid, or, Skateboard Kid 2, or, what was that one? I don't know many skateboarding movies.
No tricks, no score.
The end casually watching us with his sniper rifle. He's fallen asleep. Someone tried drawing a fish, which turned into a fish in a sock, and then everyone in the chat room was making jokes about cocky fish, and then fish cock for at least half an hour. Damn, that is insane! Alright, quick BRB while I go reset the PS2. And then we'll be on to Ratchet and Clank. Shit, everything's fallen over. Worms the god damn it, I just knocked more shit over. I'm knocking everything over. Come on. Eh. I'm back. First thing before we switch over to Ratchet and Clank, have to switch the resolution or sampling mode to that, so we get proper scaling. I wish there was like a quicker scroll option in OpenPS2 Loader, but what can you do? Answer, bitch, and moan. Alright, you got another curse thing for me to say as Shadow. Let's go. Are you a cocky fish or a fishy cock? I'm not satisfied with that. My name is Shadow. There we go. Are you a cocky fish or a fishy cock? Correct answer. You're a beta male, Sonic, in a Petersonian sense. The colors are so bright and pretty. I know, I got, like, nothing to say to that. Let's, update the status. Oh god, there's so many Ratchet and Clank games. Sure, let's go with this one. To, set the status as. Alright, and I am the Eggman. I'm guessing you want a Long John Baldry for this. Pingus fish! Now, I actually have played a bit of the original Ratchet and Clank way back in the day, but it's been so long that I just honestly can't remember anything about it. I hope this game has an option for subtitles. Okay, so there's Ratchet. Yeah, I've only played the movie game too, and someone is calling me.
Final step, attach robotic ignition system. Thank you for using help desk technology.
Alright, my tracking should be back any second now. There we go, but it's all fucky-wucky. One sec, guys. This person just doesn't know what do not call means. Alright, that's taken care of. I've only played the Ratchet and Clank movie game when they give it out for free on PS4. That's the same one that I played. To my understanding, the movie game is actually... The movie game's not a very good retelling of the first game. Like, it cuts out a lot of stuff.
Welcome to the Gadgetron Help Desk. We're here to offer you advice during your interplanetary travels. The Help Desk is a free service provided by Gadgetron Corporation.
Alright, let's go into our options first. Subtitles, thank you. Oh my god, that sound effect is from Spyro. Makes sense, because Insomniac developed the Ratchet and Clank series as well as Spyro. The sound effect of the frogs dying is a Spyro sound effect, is why I meant. I would recognize that anywhere, because I loved the hell out of Spyro back in the day, and even still today. I'm a very explorative person when it comes to 3D platformers like this, so I have to like instinctively check every nook and cranny for any hidden collectibles, because I know this game has the golden bolts, which you can use to unlock stuff.
Gadgetron's OmniWrench 8000 includes a new comic sword feature.
Okay, you can throw your wrench like a boomerang.
And then press the square button. That's nanotech. Whenever you sustain injury...
Okay, so that's our health pickups. Okay. I think I'm getting this. Gotta say, the animations are not quite as fluid as those in Jak and Daxter, but it still looks good for a pretty early PS2 game. If I remember correctly, Naughty Dog actually assisted in development of this game. So that would explain the amount of squash and stretch we're seeing in that run cycle.
And the circle button again to fire it. You can also use it in...
Oh, we start out with a gun already. Bomb glove. Okay, so that's just grenades. Simple enough.
To perform a powerful hyperstride with your Gadgetron OmniWrench 8000, press the square button.
I'm guessing all these bolts are going to be used as currency, like the gems from Spyro.
Interesting.
Yay!
That is not the voice I expected from Clank.
You bet. I built that ship with it.
Currently, I'm in search of someone who could be of assistance in saving the solar system. Do you know where I might find that fellow?
Well, he's on the radio every week. Other than that...
Holy shit, I recognize Ratchet's voice.
Anyway,
I know that voice anywhere. That's, Mikey Kelly, Alistair from Beautiful Joe.
My race, the blog, have a small problem.
Holy shit, and,
Become so polluted.
this guy right here, Chairman Drek, I think he said his name was.
But I
That's Kevin Michael Richardson.
solution.
They got a damn good voice cast for this game.
World using the choicest planetary components available. So, what does this mean to you, you might ask? Using highly sophisticated technology, which you couldn't possibly understand, we will be extracting a large portion of your planet and adding it to our new one. Unfortunately, this change in mass will cause your planet to spin out of control and drift into the sun, where it will explode into a flaming ball of gas. But, of course, sacrifices must be made. Thank you for your cooperation.
Cut!
And if you don't like it, you can take your...
He sounds like Gustavo Fring. I have no idea who that is.
We're still on? Well, turn it off, you idiot!
Is that a Breaking Bad reference? Because I haven't seen Breaking
Planets
Bad.
are hosed. Well, good luck getting Captain Quark to help you.
Actually, you could help me. If you could use your ship to take me to the coordinates contained in this infobot, I might be able to gather further information there.
Even if I wanted to, I can't. I'm missing a crucial component of the ship.
The robotic ignition system.
How did you know that?
I, sir, happen to be equipped with the latest in robotic ignition systems. My programming allows me to start any ship I choose.
So, I agree to take you to this wherever it is, and you
Is,
get it started for me?
Judging on how you describe the voice, is Gustavo Fring played by
Deal.
oh, fuck, I forgot his name, but that one guy, fuck, I wish I could remember his name. The bad guy from Far Cry 6. That's like the only other thing I know him for.
Whoa, this is great! So that's where I've been stuck this whole time.
Please return your appendages to the steering mechanism, sir.
Huh? Oh, right. Sorry. Oh, and by the way, you can stop calling me sir.
Giancarlo Esposito, that's his name. Yeah,
You got a name?
is that, who you're saying, Chairman Drek sounds like?
I'll just call you Clank for short. Hang on.
So you see, it would be most beneficial if your citizens...
You might know, Kevin Michael Richardson has got a lot of voices since, like, the late 90s, early 2000s. You might know him as Captain Gantu from, Lilo and Stitch. You might know him as, Bulkhead from Transformers Prime. Cleveland Jr. from Family Guy and The Cleveland Show.
You have now officially...
In fact, last time I checked, because, like, he follows back anyone who follows him, his Twitter username is Cleveland Jr. I guess that must be his favorite role.
I will withdraw my troops.
Weird, one to choose as your favorite, because it's from such a bad show, but okay. Oh yes, he was also the Joker from the Batman. I forgot about that.
Clank? Where are you? Oh, sorry about that.
Dude's got some range, but they usually cast him in roles where he has to do a really deep voice. Because he's got a naturally deep voice. But he was a good Joker. Weird visual design for that Joker. But the voice was fantastic. Then again, I've never seen The Batman, so I'm speaking from a point of ignorance, shall we say. Like, some of the designs for the Batman are really good. Like, that Mr. Freeze design is fucking top tier. It's just the Joker being this, like, hulking gorilla-like brute, was just a weird choice to me. I never watched it back in the day because it only aired on Kids WB, and I didn't really watch Kids WB all that much. I was more of a Cartoon Network guy, and Nickelodeon, of course. And as far as, like, my, you know, network kids entertainment, I was strictly Fox Kids rather than Kids WB. Because Fox Kids had Power Rangers and Digimon. What else is there to, what else is there that someone like me who, strangely gravitated towards a lot of Sabans, dubs, and, imports in particular, not to love? Oh, and they also had Monster Rancher, which was, my favorite... Not my favorite, it was my first anime. Before I even knew what anime was, I was just like, hey, this is cool. I didn't even know it was based on a game, just like you'll hear me say a lot when describing, games that I played as a kid, that had cartoon adaptations. I didn't know it was a game. I just thought it was a really cool show. And then I discovered it was a game later. I don't know how I didn't know it was a game. The fact that it's a game is integral to the plot. Also, Pixie is like, how did they get away with that design in a kid's show? She is too sexy for Saturday morning. Not even Saturday morning, because that aired on weekdays in the afternoon. But like, someone that sexy in an afternoon kid show was something that I don't think you could get away with today. Oh, they changed the writing for Mr. Freeze? That sucks. Mr. Freeze is one of my favorite Batman villains. Solely because he has, like, a tragic and relatable and somewhat justifiable backstory. In most adaptations, at least.
Blast it!
Look, plumber's crack.
What did you just say?
I said, look, the plumber's back.
All right, wise guy.
Jesus Christ, I'm getting whiplash from these cutscenes, because there's, like, zero pauses in between lines.
Reports are taking all the rich folks off this god-darn planet.
So why aren't you on one?
Socioeconomic disparity.
What?
Oh shit, we're starting out with the anti-capitalism jabs already, damn.
Save us.
Well, got anything worth a lot of bolts?
I got this thing. Shows two weirdos ditching their ship. It's got coordinates to a desert planet, too.
An infobot. Ratchet, we could use that.
Ash Crimson, I have no idea who that is, but I'm glad you were able to meet people at MatsuriCon. I'm terrible at meeting people at conventions, unless they approach me first. Because I'm, like, socially awkward and shy in person. Ash Crimson from King of Fighters. I've never played King of Fighters, so that explains why I didn't know them. Like, the only King of Fighters characters I know... Dude legit just fucking dipped.
Mayday, mayday.
The only characters I know from, King of Fighters are the obvious ones, like Terry and Mai, Geese, Iori, and, Blue Mary.
Right down, I can't concentrate.
Oh, we've been hit!
An unexpected detour. When we land, I'll see if I can scare up an exhibition for you.
We're not gonna live that long.
Kid, let's M-screen!
Eject! Eject!
Did you see
And
that?
legit, the only reason I know Blue Mary is because, back in the day,
He's a pro.
when I used to peruse the adults-only section of Newgrounds on a daily basis, there was a Blue Mary dress-up game.
Gadgetron infobots give you coordinates.
No, they not dead. They ejected right before the missile hit.
You'll need to find a ship to get there.
Yeah, that's what the deniers say.
I got some...
Alright, don't have enough money to buy anything, but apparently that's where you buy your guns. I know we're pretty early into Ratchet and Clank, but I've heard this is a game that encourages money grinding. Because it paywalls progression, literally. As we've seen with having to pay 500 volts to get the infobot to the next planet. And yes, this track is fire. It's, I wouldn't say so far the music is... I wouldn't say it's, on par with Spyro's soundtrack, but that was composed by Stuart Copeland. So that's, like, a whole other level. But this is pretty good, like, you know, cartoony, action-y music. If not a little bit, standard for early 2000s platformers. Okay, I've got enough to buy that first gun. Oh my god, you can make the enemies shoot each other. That's so cool. Alright, let's go back and buy our first proper gun, see what it's like.
Hi there, Fuzzball.
Pyrocitor. I'm guessing a flamethrower? Weird choice for a first gun to give you. But okay. Everyone loves flamethrowers. That fucking jingle. Not what I was expecting for, like, a holy shit, you got a new weapon music. It's a little, underwhelming. Alright, let's find something to torch. Yep, this is a flamethrower, alright. Seems that there's, pretty long iframes for, enemies, so... Not exactly, like a go-to weapon, I would say. Looks like it's more for, like, crowd control, because you get a continuous stream. Oh no, Ratchet's fucking dead, guys. Okay, place a checkpoint all the way back here, okay. I'm guessing this game's going to be pretty stingy on the checkpoints, isn't it? Okay, triangle is your switch weapon button. Got it. And if I remember correctly, double tapping triangle is a quick switch. Yes, yes it is. So far, I'm enjoying the bomb glove more than the pyrocitor, but I can still see the pyrocitor getting some good use. Looks like it's better for small fry enemies rather than the big boys. Oh my god, it's a dropship and an ambush. Time to slaughter. It's like a wise man once said, you can't spell slaughter without laughter.
Don't hurt me. Oh, what are you? Mercenaries? Torturers? Assassins? I'll tell you anything. Here, take my infobot. It's all I've got left.
Sir, we're not assassins.
Hold on. Let's see what he's got.
Has this ever happened to you? Hi, I'm Captain Quark, and believe me, there's nothing worse than staring down a Blargian snagglebeast from the inside and knowing your equipment isn't functioning properly. That's why I come to Al's Robo Shack for all my electronic needs. Al has been the exclusive repair shop for my super electro gadgets since I was knee-high to a sand mouse. If Al can't fix it, it's not broke. Right, Al? You said it, pal. So if you're fighting crime, or just fighting grime, come to Al's Robo Shack in Metropolis for all your robotic repairs. Al's Robo Shack, it's Quarktastic!
Do you know what this means?
So, I get the feeling Captain Quark is going to be a colossal asshole, but like a kind of asshole that's fun to hate.
What? You're not going to torture me? Well, as planetary chairman, I could arrange for you to borrow our courier ship.
Cool.
You can count on us, sir.
Right. Thank you, your chairman shipliness.
Now that you have coordinates to 2 new planets, you can use your ship. Press the select button to bring up the map. Your ship is marked with its stars.
Before we go, we've got to break everything so we can get as many bolts as possible. Because I would hate to have to grind in order to progress past whatever we have to pay for next. He looks like he's voiced by Patrick Warburton. That, you know, that's obviously not Patrick Warburton's voice, but he does look like a character that Patrick Warburton would voice. Alright, so we've got 2 planets we can go to. Iridia and Kerwan. Let's go to Kerwan first. You know, do things a little out of order. Speaking of, spacefaring heroes that either have been or could potentially be voiced by Patrick Warburton. Anyone remember Buzz Lightyear of Star Command? I never got to see the actual show, because it always aired, like, right when I was about to leave for school. But I had the PS1 game as a kid, and I had the, pilot movie on VHS, and that was my introduction to, Patrick Warburton as an actor. In the pilot movie, Buzz was voiced by Tim Allen, but I guess, like, Tim Allen was too expensive to get to voice Buzz for an entire series.
I got some great bargains for you today.
Ooh, Blaster, that looks nice. What was I trying to say?
Welcome to the Captain Quark fitness course.
It was jarring to go from Tim Allen in the pilot to Patrick Warburton's like deep, suave, kind of hammy voice in the full series proper. But I feel like he did a good job, even if he's a very noticeable and jarring shift in terms of Buzz voice actors. He carried the spirit of the Buzz character perfectly, even though he sounded absolutely nothing like Tim Allen.
To be quite puzzling.
And why do you think that is?
Possibly an injury incurred while battling evil?
This isn't the real Captain Quark, you numbskull. It's a robot.
Oh.
I mean, I would have... in terms of that Lightyear movie that just came out, which I haven't seen, and it seems like it just kind of came and went with no real fanfare and no real discussion, apart from, oh my god, there's a, like, half a second lesbian kiss that's not played up for, like, sexuality or anything. It's just, like, a couple giving each other a quick peck. We gotta freak out about that because it's corrupting the children. Apart from that fucking terrible discourse, it seems like a lot of recent Disney and Pixar movies where they just kind of come and go without leaving any real impact. But I just can't imagine was it Chris Pratt or Chris Evans that voiced Buzz in that movie? I always get the 3 Chris's confused. Well, 2 of the 3 Chris's confused. I can't possibly confuse anyone for Chris Hemsworth. Because Chris Hemsworth's got, you know, the bodybuilder physique and the sexy accent. I wouldn't even call it a lesbian scene. Chris Evans, okay. Because I know Chris Pratt's been getting, like, a lot of really bizarre roles. But I just can't picture Chris Evans as Buzz Lightyear. I haven't heard his Buzz Lightyear, because I haven't seen the movie. I haven't even seen a trailer for it. But, like, that's such a bizarre choice. I get not bringing back Tim Allen, because Tim Allen's kind of old for the role right now. If this is supposed to be like a younger Buzz, and supposed to be like the real Buzz Lightyear instead of you know, the toy version, I can understand recasting the role. But, like, I feel like that would be more jarring than, Patrick Warburton voicing Buzz. Also, we do not stand for the erasure of Buzz Lightyear of Star Command as the true origin story of Buzz Lightyear. No matter how much, Pixar wants to disown it, it was a good show from what I've heard. I haven't seen much of it, but I've heard good things about it, and the pilot movie was great.
Listen up, you loudballs! That was the most pathetic display I have ever seen on that obstacle course!
What do you mean?
We finished the circuit, ma'am.
Oh yeah, but it was weak. When I was competing,
For real, Disney was gaslighting us. It's even worse because out of all the shows that are on Disney Plus and on DVD and on Blu-ray, Buzz Lightyear of Star Command has never gotten a complete series re-release since its original broadcast. The only way to watch it right now is through bootlegs and piracy because Disney just seems to want to pretend it doesn't exist.
Cool, what is it?
I'm supposed to give
So, yet another example of piracy saving, shows and movies from, disappearing into the ether.
You disgraced my obstacle course, so I am going to make you pay!
But that prize is ours from the captain. That's not fair.
Too bad, life's not fair.
Sweet. I bet Captain Quark uses stuff like this all the time.
Alright, so I'm guessing the swing shot is this game's grappling hook.
The two of you make me sick!
Congratulations on your new Gadgetron Swing Shot. Use it on standard Versa targets like the ones nearby. If the target is out of view...
Oh, you've got to hold the circle button to actually grapple. If you let go of it, it just... Okay. Speaking of, going to the topic of, like, I don't know why I'm discussing Disney so much tonight. I'm not even, like, a big Disney viewer fan. Definitely not one of those Disney adults. But, like, that fucking Lion King remake that just kind of came and went, despite being built up as such a huge thing. Like, imagine, if you will, something even worse than remaking The Lion King as a photorealistic CGI movie. Remaking The Lion King 1.5 as a photorealistic CGI movie. Because The Lion King 1.5 was fucking shit to begin with. It was just The Lion King again, but from Timon and Pumbaa's perspective. A lot of good Disney films recently have come and went. I feel like that's because Disney owns, like, so much of the market share right now that they're kind of overwhelmed, you could say, for lack of a better term, because, like, they haven't had any real mainstays, any, like, major stuff. Even Marvel has been kind of coming and going, with the exception of Spider-Man. Like, Black Widow came and went, Mulan came and went, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness came and went. On the Marvel end, I feel like, that's just, like, people getting sick of the Marvel formula, and especially with how, to understand anything in a Marvel movie now, you need to have watched not just every single movie, that came out, in the past over 10 years, but you also need to now be watching all the Disney Plus shows to understand them. And I'm like, for me personally, that's too much effort to put into watching fucking superhero movies.
No, actually, I build robots. I myself am
Even the Star Wars stuff that people were hyped for at first seems to just be coming and going. Like that Obi-Wan Kenobi series, like, after the first couple episodes, no one talked about it. Book of Boba Fett left zero impact. It seems like the only Star Wars property that's come out since the Disney acquisition that's actually gotten people consistently hooked and hyped is The Mandalorian, which I still haven't seen because I don't have Disney Plus.
Since he's a 766, I could have the little guy up and flying in no time. Of course, I'll just need my fee for service.
For my understanding, based on, like, this viral tweet that I saw the other day that was talking about how Disney has handled Star Wars. Oh, cool, helicopter pack.
You the man, Clank.
Like, they've made this vast interconnected universe, but all the stories in it are basically footnotes that could have been explained in books or comics rather than getting entire dedicated movies or TV series to them.
Try using the Helipack's boost jump feature to climb these boxes. Press the R1 button to crouch, then jump.
So, like, you've got this huge, expansive Star Wars universe, but only, like, one or two actually important events have even happened throughout all of that time.
Stretch jump feature to cross this gap.
Anything to do with the Clone Wars is good, like the Bad Batch. See, no one I know who's into Star Wars had anything to say about the Bad Batch. I guess since you didn't see, like, you know, all the fucking, anti-SJW neckbeard channels, ranting about the Bad Batch being like, woke, get woke, go broke, that means it must have been at least decent. Or at least been milquetoast enough to not piss off the fucking grifters like the Quartering and Geeks and Gamers and stuff like that. But, like, it's weird. We're in an era where we're getting more Star Wars content than ever before, but none of it is leaving any substantial cultural impact like the original trilogy or the prequels did. I had a friend that actually used to unironically watch The Quartering because he thought he was a good source of gaming and geek culture news. But that was like after he discovered the other kind of stuff that The Quartering has been up to. It's like, oh yeah, no, he's just a outrage clicks grifter. No one talks about... Rise of Skywalker is a weird instance of a movie being absolutely fucking irredeemably bad, and yet it's not even worth discussing how bad it is, because it's clear that no one gave a shit while making it. And that's the worst kind of bad movie to me. The best bad movies are where people are genuinely trying to make ambitious art, but they just either have, like, a poor understanding of filmmaking, or they lack the budget to fulfill their vision, or they have a Tommy Wiseau or Neil Breen type at the helm who's absolutely fucking unhinged from an alien planet, trying to understand human concepts of filmmaking. But, like, Rise of Skywalker is, like, it's so obvious that no one cared while making it, and that's so sad. Even, as far, like, even the soundtrack for the sequel trilogy, and it's rare that I talk about soundtracks, even though I'm really into music. John Williams was not giving it his all. He was sleepwalking through that trilogy. We didn't get any, iconic military pieces like, the original trilogy, and we didn't get any epic cinematic scores like we got, in the prequel trilogy. Like, I can't hum a single tune from the sequel trilogy. That's how unmemorable that score is. And I do not blame John Williams for saying that he's retiring from Star Wars soundtracks after The Rise of Skywalker, because, like, his whole approach to scoring a movie, or at least to Star Wars movies, was to watch the movie without the soundtrack, obviously, and get a feel for how the scene works, and then write pieces around that. But there's so much nothing in The Rise of Skywalker and all those others from that era that there's like no real emotional highs or lows to write an intriguing score around. It's very much like Marvel music, where it's just generic orchestral backing music. That's actually something, that's a problem that I have with a lot of movies today, and it's especially a problem I've had with the first two Sonic movies. Because Sonic is a series that's renowned for its soundtrack, in the games at least. And then the movies, we just get, like, absolutely nothing memorable except for the pop songs on the soundtrack. Like, Sonic 3, especially since it's going to be adapting parts from, Sonic Adventure 2, Shadow the Hedgehog, and, Sonic Heroes, to my understanding. They really need to step up their music game to capture those kinds of emotional moments, especially related to Shadow. I'm not part of the group that thinks they have to have Crush 40 playing, in the climax of Sonic 3. Because Crush 40, as much as I love them, they're very much a butt rock band. And I don't think that would be very fitting for, like, a cinematic experience. Like, it would be cool for the fans to hear Crush 40 playing on a Dolby speaker in a crowded movie theater. Don't get me wrong, that would be awesome. But it's not the kind of music that Hollywood execs are going to want in their in the climax of their movie. It's very much like a J-rock kind of thing. It's a little too Japanese for the normies. All I need is movie Eggman humming Eggman, yes. The Little V cover, specifically, because, I love Eggman, the song, but Little V's, metal cover has, at the very least, better vocals than the original Paul Sortino version. Paul Sortino's just got, like, a very, how do I put it? It's not bad, but it's sort of like, you know, a very classic rockish voice where it doesn't need to sound like professionally trained.
My sources tell me you're behind schedule. You must prepare.
Man, who gives a shit what Hollywood execs want to have playing in movies? I'm not saying that we should care what Hollywood execs want playing in their movies. I'm saying that's their reasoning behind it.
I don't take disappointment well.
Because you gotta remember that Sonic movies are not just made to appeal to Sonic fans. They're meant to appeal to the normies, too. The vast majority of their audience is going to come from normies rather than Sonic fans.
Underestimate Chairman Drek. He is quite dangerous. We must find Captain Quark.
Look, that lieutenant doesn't seem so tough.
That's typically the go-to reason for, like, any kind of problems that the Sonic movies have had, like the overbearing human elements, and stuff like that. I do like how Ratchet and Clank is the Phantom Menace, yeah. As a kid, I never understood the title of the Phantom Menace because I didn't really understand what similes and metaphors were. So I went into that movie theater in the year of our Lord 1999. And I watched that movie from beginning to end multiple times, and I owned it on VHS, so I watched it all the time. I saw it in theaters like 3 separate times as a kid. And the whole time I was like, why is it called the Phantom Menace if there's no ghost? Drek is Newt Gunray. Dude, he... I get now, obviously, years later, that the Phantom Menace is referring to the Sith manipulating things behind the scenes, even though they are very much not the focal point of the Phantom Menace.
Hi there, Fuzzball.
But as a kid, I'm like, why is it called the Phantom Menace? There's no ghost bad guys. As far as Star Wars titles go, I have to say the one that, doesn't fit the most, in my opinion, would probably be, Attack of the Clones. Mostly because the clones are not the ones attacking. It is the, like, the clones are a persistent element, throughout the story, but you don't actually get to see them do jack shit until the climax. And they're on the side of the Republic. So it feels more like a title that was made to put butts in seats rather than an accurate descriptor of the plot, in my opinion. Alright, let's go find this Skid... Oh god, that's an unfortunate name. Skid McMarks. Who names their kid Shitstain? That, like, literally, his name is Shit McStain. Why would he be called skid McMarks in the first place if he's a hoverboarder? Hoverboards don't leave skid marks. Oh shit, there he is. We rescued him already.
It's him, Skid McMarks.
That man from the infobot.
In the flesh, little dude. You guys get a load of that epic space battle I was in?
We saw you, screaming for help.
That was like a war cry. My agent and I got ambushed on the way to hoverboard practice.
Did he survive the crash, sir?
He's okay, but I've had a little trouble getting back to my ship due to my sprained ankle.
Oh, come on.
If you can take out all the sand sharks, I just might have a spare hoverboard for you.
We'd love to help you, Mr. McMarks, but Ratchet and I need to find Captain...
One of your boards? I've always wanted a decent hoverboard. Well, alright. You just keep that foot elevated.
Okay, so we're hunting sand sharks now. We're hunting sand sharks for Space Tony Hawk. No shit, Space Tony Hawk sounds like a show that would have existed in the late 90s, early 2000s. Like, for people that weren't around in that time period, you underestimate how many stupid ideas got turned into, kids' cartoons just because they had, like, a celebrity name or recognizable sports brand attached to them. Like, one that I remember watching, but can't really remember anything about in particular, it was basically like a speed racer type show called NASCAR Racers. It didn't have any actual NASCAR drivers in it, and they didn't drive actual NASCAR race cars. They drove like these like futuristic transforming cars straight out of Mask, but like instead of disguising themselves as everyday vehicles, it was just like, oh, here's a race car that can sprout wings or has jet turbines on it. So yeah, Tony Hawk's Adventures in Space could totally be a show that would have existed back then, considering that Tony Hawk, he made appearances in Rocket Power. He had his own direct-to-DVD animated movie, funnily enough, made by the same studio that would go on to make the Ratchet and Clank movie, who were also responsible for Beast Wars and Beast Machines and Reboot. I'm guessing these little orange dudes are sand sharks, Lord Megatron. I love that skateboarding keeps coming up tonight. We started with Metal Gear Solid skateboarding, and now we're rescuing Space Tony Hawk from sand sharks. The Decepticon Empire could use sand sharks. It wouldn't be the dumbest thing that the Decepticon Empire is used as a weapon. Remember the giant purple griffin?
You can't even buy these.
Well, I got a bail. Catch you dudes at the hoverboard races.
You've just acquired a Gadgetron Z3000 hoverboard. Use your new hoverboard at the racetrack in Blackwater City on Planet Rildar.
Okay, so we can only use the hoverboard in races. We can't just, like, you know, go hoverboarding around. That's a little disappointing. Alright, we've got enough money to get that blaster gun. Just need to gather everything I can find around here. If anyone's played Jak 2, this is a no-hover zone! Now, I have done a wee bit of, research into Ratchet and Clank's development, so I could have, like, some other things to talk about other than just what I'm doing at this exact moment in-game. And one of the things I learned from researching it was that Insomniac, were actually trying to break away from being known as platforming devs. So, like, internally, when they were working on Ratchet and Clank, they specifically told their employees not to refer to it as a platformer. It's a third-person shooter with platforming elements. And I can see why they'd say that. It's gotten more of an emphasis on combat than, platformers of the era did. Oh shit, I am loving the blaster so far. That rapid fire. Damn! Also, if the plot seems like kind of like pretty threadbare to you, that is because when Insomniac were developing Ratchet and Clank, they intentionally didn't want to have a big focus on story. They just wanted the story to supplement the gameplay. So they didn't even have, like, a plot line written until very late in development, because they just wanted what little plot there is in this game to exist as an excuse for, like, why you're hopping from planet to planet. Obviously, that's something that Insomniac would change their minds on as time went on, if you played, Spider-Man. But that's very much... that's a mentality I can understand and respect. It's very John Carmack-ish, where it's like, what was the quote that John Carmack said about, why Doom doesn't have... the original Doom, at least, doesn't have much story in it. Story in a game is like story in porn. It needs to be there, but, it's not integral to the experience. And, you know, John Carmack, he would know a lot about, porn storytelling. That's, you know, nerd who can't get laid joke. Even though John Carmack has probably, scored more people than, John Romero has. Because, John Carmack definitely had the more, stable career out of the two than John Romero did. Like, John Carmack, yeah, he may be, like, I think he's stuck working for Oculus right now, or I refuse to call them Meta. I know he was part of the Oculus team for a while, so he's, like, at the forefront of, consumer-grade VR, pushing technology forward. And, like, the thing that John Romero is, most remembered for, post-id software is not even Daikatana, but just the advertisement for Daikatana that everybody hated, where it was like, John Romero's going to make you his bitch, suck it down. That was definitely a way to advertise your game that wasn't due to come out for like another 2 years. It's not a good way to advertise your game, but it's a memorable way. Mostly because it leads to the obvious joke of John Romero being made the gaming populace's bitch when Daikatana ended up being a massive piece of shit. Like, he founded Ion Storm after leaving id to be, like, this rock star developer, and the most fondly remembered thing that came out of Ion Storm was not from the Ion Storm that he founded, it was from the second Ion Storm studio that he had very little involvement in. So, technically, if it weren't for John Romero, we wouldn't have Deus Ex, but also he had, like, nothing to do with the actual creation and development of Deus Ex. If I can get it up and running, which should be pretty easy, because I think it's still available on Steam, I would love to do, like, a fucking autopsy on, Daikatana sometime, see just how bad it is.
Do you need
I know it by reputation, but I've never played it myself.
The problem is I'm stranded on this backwater planet and my star client is nowhere to be found.
Hey, we saw you on that info bot. You're Skid's agent.
Was Skid's agent. Haven't seen him since our ship crashed. And an agent without a client is like a flea without a dog. Say, you look like an athletic kid. If you can bring back the championship prize from the hoverboard races in Blackwater City, I'll make you my next star.
We have no time for trivial matters, sir.
I could be the next Skid McMarks.
I love his voice. The, agent or Clank or Ratchet? The correct answer is yes. Jokes aside, the agent. Yeah, the agent does have a pretty good voice. For an era where voice acting in video games was still a pretty new thing, and most of what we got was still Capcom, or like a 90s Capcom tier, this game's got pretty good voice acting. Obviously got some professionals in, but like, this was still an era where rather than hiring professionals to do voice acting, you would just get whoever in the studio can do a good voice. Or not in the game studio, not in the recording studio. Oh no, I died.
To impress this agent, you'll have to win a hoverboard race. The nearest hoverboard race is in Blackwater City on planet Rilgar.
Alright, it looks like we've got another area to explore that's like a grappling hook challenge. And then we can move on to whatever planet we're going to next. You know, even though I didn't play any of the Ratchet and Clank games until now, one of the things I distinctly remember about it, you know, growing up when these games were still coming out, was that they would title the sequels and spin-offs like all these innuendos. And I'm like, how the hell did they get away with that in only teen-rated games? Like, Ratchet and Clank 2 is called Going Commando. And Ratchet and Clank 3 is called Up Your Arsenal. Then, there's a PSP game called Size Matters. And according to something I read, like, some of the later Ratchet and Clank games originally, like, PS3-era Ratchet and Clank, were originally going to have, innuendo names too, but Sony vetoed it because they were like, dude, these games are for kids. You need to stop being so horny. But, like, one of them, trying to remember what the final title was, Into the Nexus, was originally going to be called Into the Nether Regions. And, the, 4-player game, All for One, was going to be called, Bros Before Foes. The only one that got away with even a little bit of an innuendo in its title after the PS2 era was... Well, no, there's two of them. There's The Quest for Booty, and, what was the other one? A Crack in Time. Ooh, what's this?
Yes!
A new gun. The Trespasser.
Lasers are mounted on each ring of the inverter.
Oh, it's a hacking thing.
Lasers at the receptors on the outside ring to turn them green. All receptors must be green before...
Yeah, I get it. Bros Before Foes, yes, that's, originally what All for One was going to be called. And, Some Call Me Johnny made an offhanded joke in one of his Ratchet and Clank reviews. I can't remember which one specifically, but he was like, All for One should have been, called Foreplay, because it's a 4-player game, get it? Meanwhile...
Yes, quite lovely. That should just about do it. Commander, we are finished with this world. Commence towing our planet to its next destination.
Bros before foes is funnier. Yeah.
You have fulfilled your tree quota. Barely.
We are ready to return to base.
Not so fast, Lieutenant. Just because we don't...
Okay, so, like, does this game have any boss fights in it? Because so far we've done... like, 3 planets, and not fought a single boss. By the way, guess who got their laptop's RAM upgraded recently? I remember you said you were, taking it in to get the RAM upgraded. I'm glad you could. Hope it's, running faster for you, because I know you were having, a lot of problems with it being slow as shit. Let's switch back to the blaster. That's such a good gun. Alright, what's next? The Glove of Doom. That is expensive, but damn, is that a sexy name for a weapon. You know, obviously the game's funneling me in this direction, but I'm gonna go this way. Oh, hey, there's a hacking spot right there. It was originally only running on 8 gigs, so I had 4 taken out and had 16 added in. Bruh, don't make me do math to figure out how much it has now. Nobody said there'd be math. I blame our schools. See, I'm no numberologist. Math was always my least favorite subject in school. These puzzles are pretty simple. I'm glad about that. I couldn't, Yeah, Sheba, the tits are not working tonight, unfortunately. So, I don't know why, but, the throw command's just, like, not wanting to work tonight. Oh, so we got fucking blue-balled, cock-teased with a boss fight, and they just fucking runs. The tits are saggy. God damn it. Hey, saggy tits are not always bad. It depends on...
Blog Tactical Research Station.
There's a lot of factors that go into, good booba shape.
Seeking motivated individuals to fill positions in these exciting...
Like, Hitomi Tanaka's got some saggy ones, but they still look sexy.
Warhead Assembly Technician. Mutant Animal Husbandry. Robot Repairman. Suck Cannon Test Dummy, and Administrative Assistant. So call BTS. build our weapons while you build your future.
I'm calling BTS today.
Now we're talking. Did you see all the cool gadgets they're making? Let's go get some.
No, we must continue our search for Captain Quark.
You're absolutely right.
I am?
Sure. We need to find Quark. Although when we find him, wouldn't it be nice to be able to tell him where Chairman Drek is?
I suppose.
Well, we go to the space station and talk to the scientists. They work for Drek, so they're bound to know where he is.
I am unsure about your logic.
Ah, you think too much. Come on, let's go.
Oh, it was art that you saw. I thought you were talking about real booba. I mean, if we're talking art, just look at any art of Silvervale, and that's bound to give you some good booba to look at. Or any art of Kason. Or Iron Mouse. Or Callie. Callie art very hot, yeah. Depending on your view on it, either unfortunately or not, there's not very much like NSFW Hololive art out there, because I think like Hololive themselves have said like, please don't make Rule 34 of our idols because they are real people. And we also, like, want to keep a somewhat say-so image, even though, we very much have a lot of, non-say-so, or say-so-n't, if you will, members. Niji-Sanji idols all have NSFW tags. That doesn't surprise me. Niji-Sanji, to my understanding, is I wouldn't exactly say more free because it's still like an idol agency, but not as like strict or prudish as Hololive tends to be. They're freer than Hololive, but not as free as Bishoujo. Okay. I think I get it. I still haven't seen anything from any Niji-Sanji members before. I just have no idea who's even in Niji-Sanji. For some reason, through all my deep dives into the VTuber rabbit hole, I've come across, like, tons of really good indie VTubers and, like, no one from Niji-Sanji. I feel like I would tire myself out trying to get to know all the Nijisanji members, because I know they're debuting people constantly, as opposed to, like, Hololive or VShojo, who either do them in waves or one at a time, for special events. But at the same time, that leads to more of a diversity of talent. So I could see there being, like, someone for literally any kind of, viewer if you were to, watch Nijisanji. Just because they have so many fucking members. Okay, I'm going to try and explain what kind of train of thought led to this, but, okay. VShojo, VTuber group. One of their primary members is Zentreya. Zentreya, before her re-debut as a robot, was a dragon girl. I was watching, another VTuber I watch, Thuris, doing, like, this series of commentaries on this, like, completely unhinged, batshit insane, fundamentalist Christian, scare documentary about the evils of anime, and one of them that they talked about was, Dragon Ball Z, and they were like, the theme song is satanic, because it says Rock the Dragon, and, according to these people, all dragons are inherently satanic. And the thought just came into my head, like, God forbid that these people ever discover Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. It'll give them the most confusing Y-boner of all time. Zentreya was a military commander before being a dragon. True, and she didn't always have the British accent in her text-to-speech voice. When she was the military commander, she had a Russian accent. In fact, she wasn't even always a VTuber. She was originally just a VR chat channel. I have to admit, as far as Zentreya stuff goes, I'm going to miss the dragon design. The robot design is just such a radical change that it's going to take a long time for me to get used to it. But as we've recently seen, she's still using the gecko, which is the best Zentreya design. So at least it's not a total loss. Like, to give you an idea of how unhinged this documentary about like anime being satanic was, they watched Full Metal Alchemist and came to the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood specifically, and looked at the villain, Father, and came to the conclusion that Full Metal Alchemist is preaching Satanism because the villain is named Father, and Father is also a term that is used to refer to God, so they're saying that God is evil. Even though I haven't seen Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, I've barely seen anything from Fullmetal Alchemist, period. But to my understanding, Father is more of like a Satan-type character, which makes sense because Satan is also known as the father of lies. And they somehow didn't put two and two together and come to that conclusion. They also had, like, the most fucking normie take on Neon Genesis Evangelion, another series that I still haven't seen. But they were like, Oh my god, the monsters in Evangelion are called angels. So it's a satanic series because they're saying that angels are evil. I think the entire, like, they have the entire documentary on YouTube, broken up into parts, if I am to understand how Cirrus is watching it. But, it's from a group called Little Light Studios, and they have their own, like, little, animated Ransona anime-style avatars, except, they clearly couldn't get a talented artist to draw and animate their, avatars, so they just look like fucking, the kind of stuff you would find on the shelf at Dollar Tree like 10 years ago. You know, like the public domain stuff that, Dollar Tree used to stock on their shelves all the time. And they couldn't get, like, actual good box art designers, so they just got, like, someone's kid to draw it. I don't know how to describe it, but, like, I was a connoisseur of the Dollar Tree DVD section back in the day, so that's why I have a distinct memory of that. Did you know that there's a cult in Japan that made several anime movies about their lore? There's more than one cult in Japan that made several anime movies about the lore. There's, the Happy Science Church, I believe it's called, made an anime movie about their lore, and then there's also, they're now called Aleph, but, they used to be called Aum Shinrikyo, and they made an anime movie about, the story of their founder, discovering the ability of levitation. The Aum Shinrikyo one is, a lot darker to get into, though, because, like, the Happy Science Cult is just, like, you know, woohoo bullshit. Ooh, a new gun. What's this one? The suck cannon, dear God! We're gonna give everything the suck.
Enemies must be small enough to fit inside the barrel.
Oh, so we can only suck off the small guys, huh? But, the Aum Shinrikyo cult is a very interesting deep dive to get into, if you're interested in, yeah, Happy Science is the one that's, easier to, get a hold of the anime for, because they make it, like, publicly available to everyone. Whereas, Aleph slash, Aleph slash Aum Shinrikyo, a lot of their stuff is lost to time, because, they committed a massive terrorist attack in the 90s, and, all their leaders were tried and put to death because of it. Which is a very good thing. I love that I can just go on these, like, semi-connected tangents like this. One of the joys of having both autism and ADHD. But, you can actually draw a direct connection between, the Aleph cult and, the anime Excel Saga. Because Excel Saga referenced the terrorist attack that Aleph slash Aum Shinrikyo did in its final episode. If you haven't seen Excel Saga, you need to. It's like crack in video form. And the English dub is like batshit insane, but it also retains pretty much every single pun that normally gets translated out of Japanese to English dubs. And they even included special subtitles that explain puns that simply don't translate into English very well. But, like, the final episode never aired on TV. And it's not because, like, oh, it was, too saucy for broadcast, even though it was. But that was entirely the point. Because the animators were like, okay, we are going to challenge ourselves to... The animators and writers were like, okay, we are going to, make a show, a final episode, that is so offensive that no Japanese TV station will air it. So they included, like, nudity, they included, more swearing, more blood, more violence, a direct reference to the 1995 Aum Shinrikyo terrorist attacks where, they flooded Japanese subway stations with nerve gas and killed a bunch of people. They have a scene... They have nudity involving a loli in there, which is very sus. Like, there's a character in that show that's a lolicon, but this one just straight up upgrades him to Kitty Diddler. And then, just to make damn sure that it would get banned from broadcast, they made it exactly 1 minute longer than Japanese broadcast standards allow for a 30-minute time slot.
Jump, then press and hold the X button again while in the air to glide.
It's a really, like, fucking Giga Chad story of a creative team just going absolutely fucking wild on their finale. The final episode is included on the DVD release. So it's not like it's impossible to find legally, like the final episode of Green Green. But like it's very clearly not meant to be canon to the rest of the series, because it's like a satire on epic finales. Where, like, they bring back literally every single minor character that ever appeared throughout the series, and bring, like, all these brand new characters in just for the world to fucking end at the end of the episode. Because Hyatt dies again, and she starts bleeding from the mouth again, and she bleeds so much that it floods the world and kills everyone. You should still be able to get it on DVD pretty easily. It's available on through a cheap box set for like $20.
Wait, follow, attack, or enter.
These little robot dudes are vicious. I love it.
Use the enter command.
Okay, we got another gun.
The Gadgetron Hydro Displacer.
Hydro Displacer.
Faucets and instant drains. Using it, you can drain and fill pools. Our sensors do not detect any on this space station.
Okay, so it's for draining water. Got it. Excuse me. You're very small brain with your memory. It's because your memory's too clouded with artistic ideas and honka-donka-badonkas. You have no you have no space left on your brain hard drive to include like childhood memories like that.
Hey, cool. It's a what is it?
A hydro displacer.
Great. I always wanted one of those, I guess.
And honestly, I'm the exact same way.
This shuttle has an autopilot which will take you to a decommissioned Blarg warship. Our scanners indicate that there may be useful technology on board.
Ooh, a warship, you say? Bruh, how do... This is fuckery. How do propellers move you in space? I gotta say, it's a little weird playing a third-person shooter type game that doesn't have a strafe. This scene gave you a huge wave of nostalgia. I have not played the Ratchet & Clank series before, so I'm glad this is giving huge waves of nostalgia to somebody. Shiba, you missed the discussion of the horny, subtitles for the sequels earlier, and how, Sony actually forced, the Mad Lads over at Naughty Dog to change a proposed title that they had for a couple of the games. Like, the game Into the Nexus, when it was in development, it was going to be called Into the Nether Regions. And, the game All for One was going to be called Bros Before Foes. Not gonna lie, Ratchet & Clank was, the ads for Ratchet & Clank, I should say, was, what taught me the phrase going commando, but I didn't know it was an innuendo? I just thought it was like, oh, he's a commando now. So he's going commando. The amount of hidden horniness in the Ratchet & Clank series, yeah. This was, it's weird to think that this was for kids, because there's so much horny in it. Ooh, press the big red shiny button. Ooh, this is gonna do something cool, I bet.
Thank you for selecting our automated self-destruct feature. Vessel annihilation sequence initiated. Please remove all personal belongings.
Ratchet and Clank size matters. Yeah, I went over that. And, Ratchet and Clank up your arsenal.
Seriously, I'm not kidding. This whole place is about to explode.
Alright, let's try manual aiming instead of taking these guys head on. Just cheese this whole section. Or at least attempt to. My god, this auto-aim is shit.
Thank you for selecting our automated self-destruct feature. Vessel annihilation sequence initiated.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. A Crack in Time was originally going to be called Clock Blockers. People complain about Sony censorship nowadays, but, like, they've been doing this for a while. Just ask the Insomniac devs.
Perhaps
they wouldn't let them make horny titles anymore.
Self-destruct. Boom. In a matter of seconds. Please evacuate.
I think the biggest crime of Sony's whole, like, puritanical approach to things lately is that we're probably never gonna get another Senran Kagura game ever again. Solely thanks to Sony cracking down on adult themes in their games. Because the last canonical entry in Senran Kagura was Peach Beach Splash, and that ended on a teaser for Senran Kagura 7. And that game still hasn't come out, and there's been no news about whether it's even going to come out. Because the creator of Senran Kagura just up and left Marvelous because he was sick of Sony forcing him to censor stuff specifically for PlayStation releases, since that's where a majority of the game's sales came from.
Did you see that?
Yes, I hope that poor woman is all right.
She's fine, I think. I was talking about the hoverboard races.
So, like, the most we're likely to get nowadays is, either more spin-offs, like, Reflection, like the Switch games in general, or, like, more anime.
Hi there, Fuzzball.
The Taunter. Yeah, American devs can have, full-on, sex scenes and full frontal nudity, but Japanese devs, have to censor even their titles for, PlayStation releases if the title has any kind of innuendo in it. Like, the Omega Labyrinth series. Omega Labyrinth had to, censor its title on its PlayStation 4 release because, the Omega symbol that they used looked too much like boobs. And I've seen people be like, that's ridiculous, it's just a Greek letter. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about, Omega Labyrinth, because it was intentional for it to look like boobs, because, it's an RPG where as you gain experience, your boobs grow. Like, they knew what they were doing with that logo. But at the same time, it's stupid that you have to censor a title specifically for one platform, but not the other. Add on top of that, Sony just announced that they are going to be raising the price of the PlayStation 5 in certain markets. Which, why? It's already too expensive? And it's already too hard to get a hold of one, but you've already made tons of money off of it, so you're clearly not in any financial trouble. So why suddenly increase the price 2 years on the market without adding anything new to the console to justify the price increase, or even, like, increasing the availability to meet demand? I know it doesn't affect the US market, but it's still a shitty thing to do for any market. I've been real disappointed with Sony this generation. They've gotten super greedy. What was Omega Labyrinth's original names? Like, they didn't have to change the name of the game for the PlayStation release. They just had to change the logo. Because they used, I believe it was the lowercase Omega Labyrinth, the lowercase Omega symbol, which happens to look like Booba. There's more than one Omega Labyrinth game. There's Omega Labyrinth, there's Omega Labyrinth Z. It's a whole series. Like, I'm in no rush to get a PS5 because, one, Sony's being shitty, and, two, like, there's just not enough exclusives that I can't get also on PC, now that Sony is starting to put PlayStation games on PC, to justify shelling out $500 for a new console. Now, with the Xbox Series X, that can basically act as a replacement for my Xbox One. So that's actually a worthwhile investment for me, because it has better backwards compatibility that actually offers performance boosts to certain games. Like, it's right now the only official way to play Sonic Unleashed at 60 FPS. You want a Steam Deck instead? Steam Deck I've heard is good, but I don't really have a need for a Steam Deck because I've already got a desktop PC that's capable of running just about anything I want to play. Yeah, actual backwards compatibility instead of a stupid subscription model. That's not just a dig at Sony. I hate how Nintendo handles legacy content, too. But the Sony one is, like, fucking price gouging. If you thought Nintendo's subscription service was bad, like, everyone who was who already had a PlayStation Plus subscription got grandfathered into the new PlayStation Plus program with old titles. But not only are most of the old titles stuff that was already available on PS4 through PS Now, just now you have to pay a higher subscription price to access it. they grandfathered in all the previous PS Plus users in at the absolute fucking lowest tier, so they don't get anything except the free monthly games. That is so shitty. Especially because it's so expensive to even get the old games. Some of them are available to purchase separately, like Ape Escape you can buy separately, thankfully. But then pretty much all the PS1 games and all of the PS3 games are paywalled behind a, like, what is it, $160 a year subscription? That's stupid. Yeah, it's bad enough that they paywalled multiplayer on the PS4 when it was free on PS3. And PS Plus on PS3 just got you, like, free games and exclusive discounts and online save storage and all sorts of cool benefits. But modern PlayStation Plus is like, you get 2 monthly games that are most likely just going to be absolute trash that are dirt cheap on the store anyway, or you get stuff that you used to be able to purchase separately, but now it's behind a paywall. Yeah, I'm still very suspicious about Sony's how willing Sony is willing to stick to this quote-unquote backwards compatibility initiative, considering not just that one statement from their vice president, where he was like, people don't want to play old games anymore, they only want new games, even though that's a fucking lie. And also because of, I remember when they hyped up, hey, PS4 is getting PS2 games, and then they supported that for, like, a year at most, and that was just through a drip feed of games, and then they just stopped adding them with no announcement that they were going to stop adding them. It's just like, oh yeah, we stopped caring about this. And even then, the PS2 on PS4 titles were pretty hit and miss in terms of how they performed. Because, like, if you lived in Europe, then you got the PAL releases that ran at 50 Hz, which meant that they ran slower, and they had certain kinds of compatibility issues. And then, if you're an Ape Escape fan like me, and you're like, holy shit, I finally get a way to play Ape Escape in HD without having to use an upscaler or an emulator. And it's like, oh, we did a region mismatch, so the European regions got the North American version, while the North American players got the European version. So not only do European players get the better dub, they get the better performing version of the two. And we're not going to make any attempt to fix this, because that would take too much work. I have no idea what Olive's borking at. I should probably end my stream soon and go check on her. Because she's feeling a little lonely today. In fact, I think I'm going to save and end it here. I know this is a weird place to save at, but Olive is doing a heckin' worry, and I want to make sure that she doesn't upset the neighbors. Let's see who's online to raid. Didn't mean to clip that. Fuck, I keep hitting the wrong buttons. Pyra's live. Let's go raid. Oh, looks like Pyra's got a whole, party there. Let's go raid Pyra. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Sorry to cut this short, but, Olive is calling. And, I will see you tomorrow night with whatever I plan to do tomorrow night. It's up in the air right now. And as always, unpleasant dreams.